Okay, so this one you really threw us a curveball with this.
Yeah.
This was intense. Golden State, the Warriors, like on the edge.
Yeah.
Their dynasty, you know, not a lock anymore.
Right.
Memphis, they're hungry, man. Right there, snapping at their heels.
Oh, yeah.
5th and 6th in the West. It's like razor-thin margin.
Absolutely.
That play-in tournament, it's like a shadow hanging over both of them.
Looming large.
Every single possession, it felt like the whole postseason was riding on it. And then, boom, Steph Curry, 52 points.
I think you could feel it. Everyone is holding their breath.
Oh, yeah.
Across the whole league watching this game. And not just because of where it would land them, you know, 5th. They avoid playing potentially one of those top 4 teams early on.
Right.
But just the psychological aspect of it.
Huge.
The Timberwolves, the Clippers, right there just waiting to pounce.
Yeah.
A loss for either team, it could have like shifted the entire landscape in the West. It wasn't just about this one game. It was about momentum. Proving you belong in that top tier.
Well, he proved it. I mean, the stuff you dug up for this, it's like screaming it from the mountaintops. One headline, I mean, listen to this. Curry unleashes nuclear 52 bomb on Grizzlies. Dynasty doubters silenced.
Yeah.
That's the kind of impact we're dealing with here.
That's hilarious.
Forget subtlety. This was a statement.
Oh, yeah. And what really gets you, it's not just the raw points. Although 52, that's insane.
That's a lot of points.
But it's how he did it. It's the whole package. 10 assists. I mean, he wasn't just scoring. He was setting everyone else up. 8 rebounds, battling it out down low. 5 steals. I mean, he was all over the court defensively.
Right.
And then the threes, the sheer volume, the accuracy, 11 three-pointers.
Like he couldn't miss.
It was total domination. He controlled the whole story of that game.
And, you know, you got to factor in the context here.
Yeah.
36 years old. In a league where, you know, athleticism is king. To put up those numbers with that efficiency. I mean, the sources, they're all over this. They can't believe it. This wasn't some, you know, blast from the past. This was peak performance right now. It's like he's rewriting the aging curve for the entire NBA.
I think what's really fascinating when you think about him lasting this long, it's not just the physical talent, which obviously he's got in spades.
Oh, yeah.
It's how he's evolved. He's driving to the basket less.
Right.
He's relying more on his understanding of spacing, which is unmatched. His release, it's lightning fast. And the shots he chooses, it's almost like he sees the future.
It's uncanny.
It means he can stay at this elite level even as maybe his raw athleticism changes a little. And it makes you wonder, what's the limit for a player this dedicated, this skilled?
There's this one play, it jumped out at me from your notes. Curry, he pulls up from, I don't know, half court it looked like. Ja Morant, I mean, one of the best, most athletic defenders in the league, right in his face. Walk the sources, they put it perfectly. No regard for human life.
Yeah.
It's that audacity, you know, that almost defiant confidence to just take and make those impossible shots. Got to be demoralizing for the other team.
That shot on Morant really shows you what makes guarding him so tough. You can't just try to block the shot. He's unpredictable, and that range, it's ridiculous. Defenses are stretched so thin, they're always having to account for him moving, him being ready to shoot from anywhere.
Right.
It messes with you mentally just as much as physically. You can play perfect defense, and he can still sink it.
It's got to be frustrating. And it wasn't just the scoring. The sources, they make sure to point out the impact he had on defense, too. Those 5 steals.
Yeah.
There was this one sequence, he picks the ball off, and like instantly, he's hitting a 3 on the break. Brutal. It's like a gut punch for Memphis. You think you've created a turnover, and suddenly you're down 3 more points. He makes you pay on both ends, one source said. And yeah, after seeing that, it's hard to argue.
What's really interesting is how this individual brilliance, it fits into how the team's dynamic has shifted, especially since they got Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
The sources highlight that they're 19-4 since he joined.
That's impressive.
It's a big change in their overall performance.
Right. The idea is that Butler coming in, it takes some of that weight off Curry's shoulders.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have to be the only one creating, the only one scoring.
Right.
Butler, he's another threat offensively, a playmaker, someone who can close out games.
Yeah.
But what this game shows us is that when Curry still hits this like otherworldly level, even with Butler there, it takes the Warriors to a whole different level of dangerous. It's not just sharing the load. It's like they multiply each other's impact.
Exactly. For any coach going up against them, it's a strategic headache. How do you contain Curry, he pulls everyone towards him. Then you've got Draymond Green, he sees the whole court. And Butler, he can score from anywhere, and he's a defensive beast.
It's a lot to deal with.
The sources call it a nightmare matchup for anyone they might face in the playoffs, and they're right.
And the numbers back that up, right?
Mhm.
18-2 when Steph and Jimmy are both on the court.
Yeah.
That's not just a hot streak. That's championship-level play.
Mm-hmm.
If you're another contender in the West, looking at the playoff picture, that 18-2, that's got to be a huge red flag.
Definitely.
It's like a formula for success that's almost impossible to crack.
It really is. And this performance against the Grizzlies, it just underlines that worry. It feeds into the whole conversation about Steph Curry's legacy.
Right.
He's already the greatest shooter ever. Everyone agrees on that. But now the sources are saying he's changing what it means to be great for a long time in the NBA.
Yeah.
We're watching a guy dominate at an age when most players are slowing down.
The sources even put together this comparison. How many 50-point games? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, how many they had after turning 30?
Right.
And the point is clear. Curry's in a league of his own. He's not just hanging on. He's playing at an MVP level, deep into his 30s. It's changing how we think about an athlete's prime.
Absolutely. He's not just coasting on what he used to do. He's constantly getting better, staying sharp. And that competitive drive, it's still there. That 52-point game, it wasn't just a highlight. It's another chapter in a legendary career. It puts him even more firmly among the all-time greats.
And the way the sources finish, it's like this bold statement, a message to anyone who thought the Warriors were done. They throw that 18-2 record back at them, basically saying, don't count us out. It's a powerful way to end it.
It really is. It reminds you that even with the ups and downs of a season, when their main guys are healthy, playing like this, the Warriors, they've got that championship DNA, that talent that can just overwhelm other teams.
They've been there, done that.
They know how to win. And with Steph Curry, they've got this unique weapon who can just flip the script of a game.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into this incredible performance and what it all means, the question the sources leave us with is this. With Steph playing like this, with Jimmy Butler in the mix, can anyone in the West actually stop this version of Golden State?
It's a good question.
It makes you rethink the whole playoff picture, how dangerous this team could be. What's the one thing that sticks with you after going through all this?
For me, it's that reminder that amazing talent plus pure determination, it's a powerful combination.
It really is.
In a league full of incredible athletes, Steph Curry keeps pushing the boundaries of what's possible. This wasn't just a win. It was a statement that greatness doesn't follow a schedule.
Right.
It shows his skill, his dedication, and that never give up attitude, it shines through.
Absolutely. And it sets us up for what's going to be an exciting, unpredictable playoff run. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive. These are the moments that make it all worthwhile, why we watch, why we analyze, why the NBA keeps us coming back for more.
It was my pleasure.